Once a screen has been properly burned and dried, it is ready to be printed. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to tape all 4 edges of the screen to make sure that none of the ink actually leaves the print side of the screen and gets anywhere that it shouldn't be. When it comes to screen printing, it is extremely important to start clean and remain clean. Screen printing can be a very messy process, and the minute you start getting ink on your fingers, you touch a lot of different things you don't know, and before you know it, you've ruined what you're wearing and many things around you. The last thing you want to do is be ruining expensive product that you're trying to resell just because it has a thumbprint with ink on it that you can't get rid of. So start clean, end clean, and your life will be much, much easier. When it comes to the actual printing process, you can either manually print shirts or transfers, or you can use what is called an automatic press, which typically has hydraulics and other things within it to actually flood the screen and then pull the squeegee across the actual screen and printing the product. These, again, as you would imagine, an automatic press is going to do this at a much quicker pace than a manual, and it is also going to be more consistent of the same print. If you're manually printing a job, you really always want the same person always doing the entire job. That is because one person printing is going to be different than the other person manually printing as far as their squeegee angle, pressure, and so forth. When it comes to the actual printing, there are many variables that you need to get right to get the exact print looking nice. The first thing being is off contact, which is the distance of the screen from the actual board or product that you're printing. The off contact should be between 1/8 and 1/16 of an inch, depending on the type of material that you're printing and also the type of ink. If you're too close or too far away, what will happen is the screen will often stick to the product, and then when you actually lift the screen up, the product wants to lift up, which is a nightmare, especially if you're printing a multicolor design. So it's very important to make sure that you get everything set up properly and you have the right off contact, because if you have the wrong off contact, it doesn't matter how good your squeegee angle, pressure, and everything else is. Now, once you have the off contact correct and it's even throughout the entire screen and product being printed, you want to really make sure you're using the right type of squeegee, and then you're putting the right angle and pressure down with the squeegee. If you're using automatic press, it also involves getting the right amount of pressure, speed, and angle for the flood bar. Now, when it comes to squeegees, they have different durometers, or essentially edges, that will allow the squeegee rubber to flex. The type of ink you use will dictate how much flex you actually want. Thicker inks that are going to be used on a lower mesh screen, like white ink or glitter or metallic, you often want to use a lower durometer. That way the squeegee will really bend and flex, and by having it bend and flex, it'll lay down more, making it opaque and getting it really to do what you need it to do. The type of squeegee will really help dictate how good your finished print is going to be. If you're not using the right tools, you're going to be battling the entire process from the beginning. Now, once you have the right squeegee chosen, you actually need to make sure that you're printing and flooding with the right amount of pressure, angle, and speed. If you print too quick or too slow, you can have problems. Too much, too little pressure, you're going to have problems. Too less angle is also going to be a problem. It all comes really around with feel and touch, but once you get in the rhythm, screen printing is very rhythmic. Once it starts going well and you have everything aligned and perfect to go, you get in a rhythm and you're good to go. But again, manual screen printing, it is much more of an art than automatic. Automatic is more going to revolve around getting the screen set up and then getting it on the actual equipment and aligned, and then from there it's really just pushing a pedal. But if you're going to be manually screen printing, you're going to have to really get good at getting the right amount of pressure, angle, and speed. If you have any questions about direct screen printing onto apparel or transfers, please do not hesitate contacting us. Thank you.